Look, I get it. Fall is already over halfway through, and every good channel has already put out their recap. I might be a little late to the game, but for very good reason. Pokemon Pocket came out. Yeah, with work, real-life stuff, and my new crippling addiction, my fall 2024 bid might have taken more time, but not at all from lack of content, because this season is packed. With a whopping 23 sequels, including some heavy hitters, and a huge variety of creative new shows, this very well could be the best season this year. So to not waste more time, I'm going to quickly showcase my favorite shows so far that I think you should take a look at, plus highlight a bunch of others that could catch your eye. I will be focusing on the new stuff, because you're probably already hooked on ReZero and others, and I don't need to meme on Uzumaki or PNG Lock like everyone already has. If you're interested in that and the rest of the shows, make sure to subscribe to catch my season tier list. Anyway, let's get right into action. And we've got a bunch, but the big one is the crazy fun Dandadan. I don't think I need to sell this one to you, since it's been super popular, and for a good reason. Blending aliens with the supernatural is an amazing wacky concept that Sainzaru has done flawlessly, with beautiful animation filled with personality and spunk. Really a match made in heaven, along with the show having such a fun duo in Momo the Gyaru and Ken the introvert, seemingly pushing the rom-com tag in there too, which I love. And while I have seen some complaints about how it focuses a bunch on sexual stuff, and yeah, the main starting point is the guy losing his but as someone who usually points that out, come on. It's harmless fun so far. Let them be a little immature. If it keeps delivering on the awesome concepts, spectacular visuals, and iconic characters, this can be an all-timer. And if you're a Dragon Ball fan, I can vouch for Daima. Maybe not as action-packed at the moment, but I appreciate them actually getting a good schedule to deliver on some of the best visuals this series has gotten. Just looking at the reanimated Buu arc shots gave me chills, with it really capturing some of that Toriyama feel and charm. Even if the cast being kids did turn the GT alarm for me at first. Either way, I'm enjoying this so far. One I'd urge you to give some love to is Mecha-ude. This show came from a Kickstarter all the way back in 2016. And while it isn't anything groundbreaking, with the main kid who wishes to have a bigger role in life, getting partnered with a sentient robot arm, in a classic Resistance versus the Big Bad story, you can feel the love and dedication put into this. I dig the character designs and the art style reminiscent of Trigger, along with a bit of their action and humor combo. You do see some of the compromises in terms of visuals, but it hits when it matters. Way too much charm to not give it a shot. I really hope it succeeds. Moving on to fantasy, and there's not a lot to talk about, like another villainous isekai, another time-traveling royal trying to change her fate, and the show about an old dragon reincarnating as a man in a fairly generic show that feels more like an excuse to show some female creature-human hybrids. And even if it's not ecchi, they know what they're doing.
それじゃあ飲む暇ないかな。絞りたてミルク。はい、どうぞ。
Varen Village milk. Delicious. The best one has got to be Demon Lord 2099, where a Demon Lord reawakens 600 years after being defeated into a tech-heavy future where his powers are useless, now that everyone can do magic with an implant that he can't get. So he has to find a way to get back on the horse, be it having to blindly look for work or become a streamer. It's the typical Future Shock story, but the added fantasy background along with the VTubers and Japanese mascots makes it stand out. Lots of gags, the protag trying to adapt is pretty funny, and it's kept up. Wonder what they'll do next, but I love the creative concept. The potential sleeper might be Orb, the only historical themed show this season, and man is it good. It starts off in 15th century Poland when the church's beliefs were law. In comes Rafal, a child prodigy who prefers to fit in and fool his peers into thinking he's another blind follower of society's viewpoint, while deep down he's yearning to study astronomy. But a chance encounter with a heretic changes his world, thanks to his investigation into heliocentrism, the theory of the sun being the center of the solar system, directly opposing the church's claim that the Earth is the center of it all. It's a real oh shit moment, and it hooked me right away. Now the kid is conflicted on whether his hunger for knowledge and truth is worth it, since these ideas would have the Inquisitors breathing down his neck, ready to torture him for these crimes. This is special. Adapting this series of events in history is such a cool idea, and Madhouse, trying to go for a second straight fall classic, delivers with these gorgeous visuals and style that plainly remind me of Vinland Saga. It's history, but it manages to be so entertaining, raw, and enlightening. This needs to stand out more. Easy recommendation from me. And the last genre I look at is romance, which has a lot of interesting shows to consider. We got the remake of Ranma, which I haven't fully seen before, so I'm liking the hijinks, feel, and the visual revamp to it. Very colorful and fits the vibe great. If you're a fan of the original or a newcomer, I can see this being a fun watch. We got Yakuza Fiancé, where a woman gets roped into an engagement with a crazy masochistic mobster who switches from polite to insane in a heartbeat. At first, he's not interested, but in order to keep this truce alive, she bites the bullet and becomes his dream girl, ready to ruin his life. It's a weird one. There's a lot of mood swings with a bit of rom-com here to some graphic violent moments. The visuals don't fully match the atmosphere at times, but it's hard not to be intrigued by what the heck is gonna happen next, especially while rooting for the girl for her tenacity and guts. Also weird is TsuMasho, where yeah, it translates to if my wife becomes an elementary school student, which obviously brought up red flags, but surprisingly it's a bit deep. A father lost his wife 10 years ago, and since then, he and his daughter have been empty and unable to move on. We get this great sequence of their relationship before she dies that really caught me off guard. But then the wife pops up as a reincarnated kid at their doorstep, and it's a very cute reunion. The title is a little sus out of context, but from the first episodes and the opening, I can predict that the story is going towards a rough decision. Not ignoring that the girl has a mom to go to, that the dad and daughter need to move on, and it's kinda heavy. Not perfect, but honestly, this is a surprise must-watch for me right now. And to change it up, we've got 3 more romcoms. You Are Miss Servant, where a former assassin asks a teen to become his maid, even though she's kinda useless at it. Imagine Yor from Spy Family mixed with Violet Evergarden, except she doesn't hide her past. Not anything crazy in terms of romcoms, but she is a very cute character with some great reactions to normal stuff. 365 Days to the Wedding has 2 introverted workers having to fake their future marriage as an excuse to not get transferred to Alaska. A very simple premise that goes crazy as their co-workers and families get suspicious. While I'm not a big fan so far of the supporting cast, the protects are very cute to watch. Both have very relatable personalities, and seeing them nervously try to keep their lie, but slowly question their real feelings for each other is wholesome as heck. But my favorite romcom right now has to be Blue Box. A sports romcom? Sign me the hell up. It has the first-year badminton player Taiki and second-year basketball star Chinatsu, which he has a huge crush on. Even if she seemed unapproachable at first, it turns out both are motivated by each other's work ethic and determination, in an absolutely cute scene. The twist is that she ends up having to live with him, so we get our awkward, charming setup. I love these characters. Taiki is understandably nervous and insecure about his chances, since he kinda idolizes Chinatsu, but not in a creepy or annoying way, which is a godsend. And Chinatsu does look very cool doing her thing, even if she's a little oblivious, which is adorable. And the fact that they're so gung-ho about their sport makes their goal to reach nationals just as important as the romantic stuff. Their chemistry and their relationship developing is so fun. I've been giddy watching their little moments. And not to forget the rest of the cast being great also, including the childhood friend. They help move the story along nicely. With a season packed with good-looking shows, Blue Box also stands out with its gorgeous visuals. Shadows, lighting, great-looking character designs, actual movement, all that while delivering on very funny gags and beautiful scenes. It's a complete package. Seriously, just check out the wonderful first episode and get hooked. I'm loving it so far. And those are my top picks from fall. Just to be sure, here are a few honorable mentions that I also liked, but was still divided on. Trillion Game has 2 guys trying to get a successful company going by disguising the truth and gambling their chances. Not visually great, but kinda fun. Acro Trip is the non-ecchi guessing over magical girls. Kinda slow at first, but I'm liking the characters, especially the useless villain. Magi Lumiere has a girl desperate to get a job who ends up in a weird startup company that has Maho Shoujo exterminators. Good concept, but just decently fine so far. How I Attended an All-Guys Mixer has 3 guys having funny interactions with 3 cross-dressing hosts that they're totally flustered by. Funny characters, funny gags, just hoping it doesn't go stale. Negative Positive Angler is about a guy in debt and diagnosed with a terminal illness, going from almost ending it all to a fishing show. It's pretty nuts how bleak it starts off, only to shift to a chill vibe. I'm a little on the fence since it goes a little too much into fishing details, but there's something, and tying the knot with an Amagami sister. As I've said before, not big on harem shows, and this one throws out all the classic tropes right away. Even so, surprisingly still watching it. The guy can be a bit annoying, but his backstory is emotional, and the girls are decently fun to watch. Sort of a toss-up still, but we'll see. And there we go. I am trying to make these seasonal videos a little quicker, so they might be shorter recaps from now on, at least to try to get them out on time. I definitely cut some other shows, so if you want a more detailed opinion on those, the sequels I'm watching, and everything in between, please subscribe so you're notified when my fall tier list video comes out. I'll also be making my yearly top 10 video, so keep your eyes peeled, and leave a like if you enjoyed this video, it really helps. There's a lot of episodes to watch, so it's been Jules, I hope you have a great one, and I'll see you all for the next one.